Okay, guys, uh, welcome to this program, the October Digital First. In the next few minutes, you'll be seeing me on, or you'll be seeing Jonathan hear me on this live, and and he'll be taking you on conceptualization of design. And when you're watching this live or after this event, you will learn a whole lot. And this event is being streamed live on on YouTube, Facebook, and also on I was going to stream on Twitter very soon too. So please tune in. Jonathan, the floor to have the class. Thank you.
Okay. Hello guys. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you correctly now. Can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Good. Let's do some changes. Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Hello.
Yeah, continue, please. Hello, Mr. Jonathan. Okay, guys, welcome to this to the second day of this program, and we're looking at giving the best. So what you have to do for me is just share the link to your friends and families, and make sure they log into this program. You can watch it stream it live on YouTube, on Facebook, and also Twitter. So with us today is Mr. Jonathan, and he's our coach today, and his first is going to be taking graph design conceptualization. So tune in, guys. All right, Mr. Jonathan, can I have the class, sir?
Okay. Um. Good evening, guys. My name is Jonathan, and I'm going to be taking you design conceptualization today. Um. I'm a graphic designer, and I've been designing for quite some time now. I've worked closely to, with Hurricane Digital Agency, and today I've come to bring you design conceptualization. I hope you can hear me clearly, and I hope you can see my screen. Hello? I hope you guys can see my screen very clearly. Okay. Yeah, I have the slide. Yeah. To welcome to this course, design conceptualization. Um, Most of the time, people don't get to know what it means. When people go on the internet, the only thing they get to see is the just the graphics, but people don't actually know what actually goes on behind the scene. Most people most designers they just keep this part, but this part is actually very crucial to design. It's what actually differentiates the professionals from the amateurs or the beginners. Okay, so there's actually no alternative way to create designs without conceptualizing it first. You have to have a concept about the design before you can actually start doing it. You have to have a great you have to be creative in thinking. You have to first form the design in your mind before you can actually bring it to life. Okay. Now let's look at first of all the definition of conceptual graphic design. Graphic design conceptualization is what goes behind the scene when creating a design. Just like I said earlier, it's more like a process that you have to go through in order for it to come up with a finished product. All the research and development and blueprint and everything, which we are going to be looking at deeply in this course. Okay. Um, let's look at how to develop conceptual design. The the number one way, the first step before you start, if you get a client and they give you a work, the first thing you have to do is to do your research. You have to you have to do an audience research. You have to look for you have to do competitor research. You look for the competitors of that client, and then you check the best practices that those competitors are doing, and then you pick out the best part that that would work with the project you're working on, and then you implement it. But first of all, you have to do research. You have to check the audience. You have to know the kind of audience, the demography. If the product, so if it's a beauty product, So then you would know that it's more focused on women. If you're selling a product like a suit or a tie, and you're asked to do a brand design for that, you know that your target audience is mostly men. You understand? So all this information, all these facts, they do matter when you're working on design. So you have to do your research, you have to know your audience, you have to you have to know your audience. Now you have to know and you have to check out the competitors, what they are doing, why are they succeeding, you know, and things like that. And and usually when things start, they start small. We At the beginning of your ideas, they are always small. So you have to push yourself and push yourself to think more like an artist, in order to bring out that the desired end result that your client would want. And then secondly, we have processing. That's when you all the data that you've gotten from the first step, which is the research. You have to write them down and then process them. And then to differentiate them, you would know based on your demography, if you're designing for men, for women, or for children. Then each of those demography, they have their own concepts. If you're designing for children, so you have to make it look a little bit childish and more enticing to children. If you're designing for female, you have to make the design look more and more feminine. Like the colors. If you're designing for female, you can use pink, because women tend to like, or should I say most women prefer the color pink. And if you're designing for men, you have to make it more masculine and those kind of things. So those are the kind of things you have to lay down. Those are the frameworks that you have to put down when designing for those demographic. So you have to know all those things, and then you have to ask your client for more information too. It can help also. If you're working for a company, you can go to the company, and you can ask them to give you information about what's going on. So basically, they have to give you information about the company and about their products. So you would know how you lay your design framework. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is creative thinking. This is where so you have to do a lot of thinking. So you have to first come up with a design in your mind, or in your head. So you have to look for different concepts. You have to go out there and get inspiration, and then you start putting it all into practice in your mind. Before you do any design, you have to first do it in your mind first. So because then it will save you a lot of time and resources. And so let's move on to the next one. Then wireframe. Wireframe is basically a blueprint. You just write the basic content, the location, the layout, how it will be. It can just be a rough sketch. You can take a piece of paper and then just do a little draft, to draw it out where where each con where each content is going to be. You don't have to do the main design. You just have to lay out the blueprint that you're going to follow when you're actually doing doing the design. You just have to draw out some things there, and you can also show this to your client too, in case they have any correction at that point that they would like to add. You know, so that's for wireframe. Let's move on to And then the main design. This is where you have to do every. This is where the main work is. This is where you have to bring all those concepts, all the research, everything you've done, the creative thinking you've done, the the concept, the way you've already create the design in your head. Now you have to bring it out digitally in the main design. And the design is a really wide scope. There are different kinds of design. There's the UX, UI, there's the logo, there's the basic visual graphics, there's the brand design, and there are lots of other. Design has lots of categories, but we're not going to go deep into all that now. And there's some basic software that you can use for design. You can use Adobe Illustrator, you can use Adobe Photoshop, you can use Corel, Inkscape, InDesign, so Adobe InDesign, you can use GIMP, and you can use Sketch. But Sketch is mostly for the Mac users, for people using the Apple product. So it's not available for Windows. So the design part is the main is the main part. So it's like the main work. So all the main thing you present, the main thing you present to the to your client, and then they will have to sign up for it. Then you will know that you've done a great work. That and then let's go to the next, which I think is the final part, optimizing the design. So this is after when you sent the when you send the design to your client, and then based on what your client said, your client feedback, you have to optimize the design to make it more appealing to them. Just try and just try and refine it. It's just like the finishing touches. If you say it doesn't like this color, you can just add that last minute changes. It's just like looking at design through a new fresh eyes and optimizing it and making it more good and graceful for them. Yeah, and sometimes and people they always engage when they see a unique and exciting graphic design, and that's because they always find it appealing. Because conceptual design is all about presenting information in a matter that will attract an audience. So a lot of thoughts have to go into this whole process. So let me do a summary back of where I start from. So number one, I talked about research and how you can go and get more information about what you're doing and everything that you're doing. And then the second part, I talk about the processing, how you can process those information that I've got in the research, the competitors, all the practices that you find that their competitors are doing, the common practices, the way they're doing their design, their layout. It could be anything. It could be the button styles, the way they put the button, the major color that they're using, and why are people more attracted to that kind of design. You have to find out to all those, and then you have to do it. And to number three, we talk about the creative thinking. The creative thinking. So after all the facts and information gathering, that is where this is where you have to use your creativity and give um your concept a more creative look. This is where you should and when you're designing, you have to always put your client goal in mind. You have to know what they want based on what they've told you. So if you're doing your research and you're doing your creative thinking, don't just do it based on what you want. You have to do it based on what your client actually wants. Yeah. And then the wireframe. I talked about wireframe. It's like a draft. it's like the first part of a project that you send to your client first. So this is where they'll collect you based on the content. You take all the content they've given you, all the one you've gotten from all the research, and then you put it in a design form. Who is less is less like a design form and more like a sketch. You can do it in a piece of paper. You can it can actually be a software where you can just do it. You can just put the content where where that's supposed to be, and then you show it to the client, and then you get back, and then you get the feedback back, and then from that feedback you can continue and make corrections and optimize your project and make it more acceptable and welcoming to your clients. And then the design. So I talked about the design. So it's the main part of the whole project This is where you bring your concept, your design, and everything. This is the moment to bring it to life. This is the moment that everything becomes in play. Okay, and I talked about the softwares that you can use. I said you can use Adobe Illustrator, you can use Photoshop, you can use you can use CorelDRAW, you can use Inkscape, you can use InDesign, Game, and Sketch. Although Sketch is more for Apple users, so like the Mac. For the Mac computers, it's not available for Windows. Optimizing. So like I said earlier, so it's more like when you send most of the time when you send your final design to the client, so they might not like a certain part, so maybe the colors or something. So this is where you have to do the final changes that the client gives you. You have to do everything and then optimize it well for them and send it to them back. And hopefully it will be okay. And then I think that's it. Thank you. The, the design conceptualization is really simple and straightforward process. I think it's something that most graphic designer they skip that part, but they don't realize that it's very important. And so that's what can separate the work of a professional. When people see two work done by maybe a beginner and the work done by professional, the professional they usually follow this whole process and concept, and people can see it in work. It can reflect and it can determine if people whether people are going to engage with that particular with the visuals that they see. Because I think visual is everything. If you go to the internet, literally every single thing you see on the internet, they are designed by designers, and which is why you have to put more careful thought on how your website or your banner or your logo or whatever you're doing. You have to put careful thought. You understand when you're doing them, because that will determine how people will see your brand or your website or your account on social media or whatever. If it has less less appealing look, but the less appealing your visuals look, the less people would engage with it. So yeah, so it's a very important concept that I think people should know about. And so yeah, um, over to Justice who wants to think you should about it. Hello. No, over to you, Justice. No.
All right. Thank you so much for this lecture you've given us. It's actually very wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. All right. Okay. What's this person saying? Someone is saying something. Someone is asking a question. Please hold on, Mr. Jonathan. He said, "Are there online softwares I can use that are free and give an okay download resolution?" That's the question, Mr. Jonathan.
Yeah, there are lots of software so you can use, but if you want the quality of if you want the quality of your work to be high, then I think we have to go for the paid ones, like Illustrator. But there are different ways you can go through it. There are some websites that do crack this software. So if you're okay with downloading from those sites, so then it's fine. But but I think, yeah, I think you can use Inkscape. I think it's a free one. Yeah, Inkscape is free. I just remembered now. And the resolution are usually great. Yeah, you can get maybe a 300 DPI, so and all just based on your specification. So you can go now and download Inkscape and use it. So I think I used it earlier on when I started, and it's great. Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. Please, if you answer the question, just drop your comment and be like, okay, I understand what he's saying, and it's okay. And also, the second one is I use Poster My Wall as a freelance graphic designer. It makes my work easier and lets me get my job done faster with numerous templates. But their download resolution is low, and for free version, I do you have any other one you can recommend? Okay, which is similar to the question he just answered right now. So if you have more questions, drop your questions. Really, we want them coming. Thank you very much. Mr. Jonathan, thank you so much for having your time, giving us your time here on this program. We love and celebrate you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. Peace.
All right, thank you. All right, guys, I'm Justice Wosu, and this is the October Digital Fest, and I'm your host in this program. So thank you for coming here on this live. I'm happy you guys are dropping your message and comments. We know we're looking at having more views very soon, so it's going to increase. So tomorrow we're going to be having a big one tomorrow. We're going to be looking at social media marketing. We're going to be looking at lead generation tomorrow. Mr. Buju is supposed to be taking branding today, but it's not available. So Mr. McCoy also will take branding tomorrow, and also Mr. Andrew will be taking landing page design. They are wonderful. So if this branding and landing page design will help you understand what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow on social media marketing and also lead generation also. So keep in touch with us. Follow us on all our programs. If peradventure you're just coming now, I'm seeing some persons are coming now. If you're just coming now, what I want you to do is this. You watch this video. You always learn a whole lot from this video. Thank you very much. We love you. We want to see you tomorrow by 3 p.m. African Nigerian time, and we can't wait to see you. Thank you.